it's Nancy with Nancy's Nibbles of Life, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Nancy and I'm on the WW plan. I'm on the blue plan. I get 23 points a day and I love bringing you guys these videos. I do a lot of content around WW recipes found in their Simply 5 cookbook and the WW program cookbook. And sometimes I'll find a great recipe on the app that I like to share with you. I also do fun what I eat in a day videos, grocery hauls, and from time to time, a travel and beauty vlog. So if you're on a WW journey and you like new content around ideas about what to eat and what to buy, you gotta subscribe to my channel. You won't regret it. Subscribers, thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining me again. Your presence is everything. I'm so happy to have you here. I have a good one for you today, and it is a Korean chicken drumstick recipe. How good does that sound? I love the flavors of Korean food. Garlic, sesame. Boy, it's one of my favorites. I live in a city where Korean food is prevalent and delicious. So when I saw this recipe, I had to try it. So, are you guys ready to learn more about it? Okay, let's get into it. Okay, Korean flavors are lots of garlic, lots of sesame seed, of course, fermented vegetables like kimchi and that kind of thing. And I think it's one of the reasons why they decided to name this recipe Korean chicken drumstick is because a lot of those flavors are in this recipe. So for example, dark toasted sesame oil is one of the ingredients. So is soy sauce and some rice wine vinegar. But then there's also things like minced garlic and also sriracha for spice, which you will find in some of the Korean recipes that you go into. Lots of chilies. So this recipe cooks in 15 minutes. It serves 4. I'm going to leave the ingredients here on the screen so you have them and the quantities of those ingredients that you're going to need. But I'll read you the list really quickly here. We're going to use some skinless chicken drumsticks, also some soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, dark sesame oil, some minced garlic, brown sugar, sriracha, and the recipe calls also for sesame seeds and a little bit of cabbage, which we'll serve alongside our chicken. So I just have a head of green cabbage. I'm going to cut that up really finely and kind of shred it almost and put it into my steamer, and I'm going to have that instead of the bok choy because I just didn't find it in my local grocery store this week. But I love bok choy. I would be happy to have that anytime. But the green cabbage will do just fine. So the recipe is pretty simple. We're just going to combine all of those ingredients into a bowl, with the exception of the sesame seeds and the cabbage, of course, because we're going to have that separately. But we're going to combine all of the ingredients into a bowl. We're going to prepare our chicken so that it's skinless. And it's asking you to cut slits into your chicken drumstick so that that sauce can permeate and get throughout that chicken leg. So let's combine all of our ingredients, make that sauce, prepare our chicken by removing the skin and cutting those slits, and then we will move on into the recipe. So pretty simple, just a couple of steps, and then we'll continue on and we'll bring you back here at the end for a taste test. All right, that's my air fryer getting warm. Okay, see you soon. Okay, well, our sauce looks really good and it smells really good because I use that fresh grated ginger along with that dark sesame oil and that sriracha. Man, the kitchen smells good and that mix smells incredible. I can't wait to try it. We also prepared our chicken legs by removing the skin, and I saw that the easiest way to do that, unfortunately, you have to get your hands a little dirty, but gloves might have come handy in that case. Just pull the skin down and you could cut that skin away or pull it out. And there you have it, some skinless drumsticks. And then we cut some slits onto the chicken so that when we pour our sauce over, it gets into that chicken. So the next step is that we're going to go ahead and pour half of the mixture onto the drumsticks, and then we're going to stick them in the air fryer, and then we'll turn them over and put the rest of the glaze onto the drumsticks and let those cook until they're done. Our instructions say that they should bake about 15 minutes, so we will check on them at 15 minutes and see if they look good. In the meanwhile, let's prepare our cabbage. Again, I have just a head of green cabbage. I'm going to cut and slice that thinly and use our steamer so that when our chicken is done, we could lay it on a bed of that cabbage, and then we'll sprinkle some of these sesame seeds on top of that chicken for presentation and a little extra taste. I love the taste of sesame, which I think is why they named this recipe a Korean chicken drumstick, because of the strong sesame flavors, which is very, very prevalent in Korean food. Okay, so let's keep going. We'll go ahead and get this chicken in the oven, prepared with our sauce, and move on. Okay guys, the chicken is out of the air fryer and it smells delicious. I cooked it more than 15 minutes, almost more like a half hour on 375 in my air fryer. And it looks nice and brown, caramelized even. But the flavors, you got to remember we use that dark soy sauce, that dark sesame oil. So of course our chicken would be a little darker in hue, but that's fine with me. I am okay with brown chicken because I know it's cooked. So you know what? I'm going to give it a taste here. It smells really good. My steamed cabbage, it's on the bottom here. I've laid it on the bottom and it looks really good as well. I'm going to just use my fingers and try one of these drumsticks. Okay, here we go. Mmm. Mmm. That's good. Immediately I taste the ginger and the garlic. So yummy. You know, I love that it's skinless because you get straight to the flavor profile. You don't have to bite through that skin. And cutting those slits in the chicken really helped too, because you could taste it all the way through this piece of that meat, that flavorful profile, that soy sauce, that dark sesame oil, that ginger. Really good. You know, if you had a little bit of kimchi to serve alongside of your steamed cabbage, that would be delicious as well. Wow, well this was a really good recipe for today, a great dinner or lunch. Don't forget that it was 5 points across all plans for this recipe. And the recipe calls for 8 drumsticks. I cooked less than that today because I don't want to eat them for 2 days. But if you have a family, this is a great recipe because drumsticks are, of course, pretty economical. Well, guys, thank you so much for rolling with me today and hanging out with me while I prepare these Korean chicken drumsticks from the WW program cookbook. I'm going to bring you lots more. Don't forget to give me a like for this video and leave me a comment. I'd like to know what you think about this recipe. Would you do it a little differently? Would you add more flavors or less flavors to this chicken? Let me know. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.